everybody. This is Make Believe I'm Everywhere, the web series, episode 8, and we are going to Hawaii. So grab your books and let's go. I hope you're having a great start to your week. I'm feeling great. All is well. I hope you're doing well. Judging by the painting behind me, I am in Johannesburg. I'm recording this in my hotel room. So I hope everybody is doing well and you're ready to begin getting into Chapter 8, beginning on page 66 to 77, Love Reigned. So let's flip there. So here's when love reigned. No matter the conditions, with fear aside, all that's left is one's dreams and desires to be fulfilled. And for me, that is a very real statement, right? Hawaii was one of those trips, of course, that I've always dreamed about. It was definitely considered like a dream trip. It seemed very far away. It seemed very, out of this world with all the volcanoes and all the geographical activity that goes on there, from the earthquakes to the volcanoes, the unpredictable weather and so on and so forth. As a kid, I would watch Lilo and Stitch a lot. I was always fascinated about what's to come next with the experiments and everything like that, and just seeing how the weather was always nice. They're always at the beach, and the houses, the palm trees and everything like that. It just seems so tropical and wholesome and exciting. So if you watch Lilo and Stitch coming up, which I'm sure most people did, you kind of get what I'm saying, right? I don't see how Hawaii is considered a state. It's so far away, and it's its own world in one, from the music to the culture, and it's totally different than any of the 50 states. And what I mean here in this statement, no matter the conditions, with fear aside, in Hawaii I really learned to put fear aside. Just going to the trip, I learned to put fear aside. Traveling on a plane for so long is not something I really imagine I'd ever do, you know what I mean? And with these trips, with these adventures and stuff like that, they're not just vacations. These are actually opportunities that I use to grow and mature and never be the same person I was the day before. These are ways and opportunities that for me help me to grow and mature and mold into my best person, my best being. So Hawaii was definitely a dream trip. Hawaii was definitely life-changing, and I would definitely go back to Hawaii. I mean, who wouldn't? There's 7 or 8 islands there. I explored one of them, the Big Island. This is where all the activity goes on. This is where there's all the motion. This is where the volcanoes are. I got to visit the volcanoes. Mauna Loa, the world's largest, most active volcano. Kilauea, the world's most active volcano, and Mauna Kea, which is, overlooking Mauna Loa, they're looking at each other. And Mauna Kea, from ocean floor level, it's the tallest volcano in the world from a sea level standpoint, right? So getting into the photography, for a moment I thought I could hear freedom calling. There was so many different emotions and feelings when flying to Hawaii. Just judging by this photograph, it was almost like I was looking into the heavens, you know what I mean? I've never seen the sunset and the sunrise and stuff like that, the beam of light, being cast down on the clouds and everything like that. This is a very intricate and wholesome and warming and just promising photograph that I shot. You know what I mean? It's one of my prized possessions that I'm happy to share with you. Granted, you have your book. There were so many beaches. We flew into Kailua Kona Airport, and we stayed in Kailua Kona. I went there with a friend at the time that I had never met before, but we talked here and there on social media, Instagram and stuff like that. But our first time actually meeting was this Hawaii trip. So I appreciate the spontaneity of him, and it aligned with how spontaneous I am. And it's yo, you wanna go? You wanna go? All right, let's go. And we just went. It was awesome. It was I feel like a once in a lifetime type of thing. You know what I mean? Granted, we've never met before, so it was really fun. And I mentioned him in the acknowledgements, Javon. So yeah, thankful for him. I feel like you get the best of both worlds. There's parts of Hawaii that are really, bustling, city-like, and there's parts of Hawaii that are really tropical and stuff like that. I clinged more towards, of course, the tropics, the tropical, the beaches, the trees, the open fields and stuff like that. I cling more to that, coming from a city, such as New York City. I don't want to go anywhere else, and I'm not saying I don't want to go anywhere else to see buildings and stuff like that, but I'm just not in a hurry to leave a city that's abundant with buildings to go somewhere else that has even more buildings, or you know what I mean. So I'll definitely settle for palm trees, a whole bunch of grass and stuff like that. And it was really nice, definitely. In Hawaii, just like Puerto Rico, it was one of those places where I got to see surfers in action. There were a lot of surfers there. The waves were actually nuts. Specifically at this beach, Honolulu Beach Park, the waves were crazy. If you know about Honolulu Beach Park, then you know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? But the surfers were out there doing their thing. It was really cool. Um, One of the coolest things is like just their names, like the name of the streets and stuff like that. Um, the name of their like neighborhoods. It's a little bit. It was a little bit difficult for me to pronounce, you know, certain places. But the longer you stay, the more easier it becomes. Like Honolulu and Kailua-Kona, Kamukuna, Kiholo Bay, Oahu, and Kahaluu. You know, the more you talk to the locals and stuff like that, the easier it becomes to like pronounce these things. And you know, we listen to the radio a lot out there. The music is phenomenal. I love the music. I Shazam so many songs. Nightbird was one of them. And as I mentioned earlier, all destinations for me are an opportunity to grow, mature, and become like the best person that I can be. Become a better artist and so many things. Like in Hawaii, I was able to try out more night photography because the sky at night was littered with stars. You know what I mean? So in Hawaii, it was the first time I got to actually photograph the Milky Way, part of the Milky Way. It's the Milky Way arm when I like looked it up. But me photographing that, and I didn't even realize it was the Milky Way arm until like a year later. But that right there just motivated me to want to paint. So I ended up painting what I photographed. You know what I mean? At 4 a.m., you walk outside the Airbnb, and it's like the sky is littered with stars, and you just hear the coqui frogs in the background just making noise.
Oh, it's beeping.
It was so active on the Big Island. So I'm so glad I got the chance to go. Yeah, and I hope you get the chance too. I hope you get the opportunity or take the opportunity to put fear aside and just decide, you know, I'm going to book that most outrageous trip. The same way you have that outrageous outfit in your closet that you've like been contemplating, like, what do I wear to it? Do I wear it here? Do I wear it here? Do I wear it there? Do that with your trips. Like, just go choose the most outlandish, the most out the way trip and just go. You know what I mean? Just go. Choose the most outlandish, the most second thought of or third thought of destination and just go. As you can see, I took it a step further. I'm in Africa right now. You know what I mean? Hawaii from New York was 12-13 hours. Africa from New York City was 14 to 15 hours. You feel what I'm saying? Right now, it's like 12, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. It's a hard time for me to like read army time, but right now it's 4:21 p.m. in Africa. In Hawaii, it's 4:21 a.m. So it's like 12 hours apart. So Hawaii 6 hours behind, Africa 6 hours ahead. So you know what I mean? These trips, they're life changing, and I hope you begin to take these trips and step outside your comfort zone a little bit. Granted, you keep Make Believe I'm Everywhere in mind. I want to thank you for watching. This was amazing, and I hope to see you next time on episode 9 of Make Believe I'm Everywhere. I'm going to get back to Africa. Take care.